Namaste, Hamesha Kushro Bitia. I am JV and Dr. Minakshi, Assistant Professor in Department of Shalakya Tantra, Faculty of Ayurvedic Science, Jyoti Vidyapeeth Women's University. Today in this session we will discuss the clinical types of the congenital and developmental cataract. In the previous session we have already discussed the classification of cataract, and the first type was the congenital and developmental cataract, in which we have studied the congenital capsular cataract. Now we'll discuss the polar cataract. There are two types of polar cataracts, the anterior polar cataract and the superior polar cataract. So what is the anterior polar cataract? It involves the central part of the anterior capsule and the adjoining superficial most cortex. It may arise in the following ways: due to delayed development of anterior chamber. In this case, the opacity is congenital, usually bilateral, stationary, and visually insignificant. Due to corneal perforation, the anterior polar cataract can arise. Such cataracts may also be acquired in infantile stage and follow the contact of the lens capsule with the back of cornea, usually after perforation due to ophthalmia neonatum or any other cause. Then the morphological types of the anterior polar cataract. Anterior polar cataract may occur as any of the following morphological patterns: thickened white plaque in the center of anterior capsule, anterior pyramidal cataract. In this, the thickened capsular opacity is cone-shaped with its apex towards cornea. Then next is the reduplicated cataract or the double cataract. Sometimes, along with the thickening of central point of anterior capsule, lens fibers lying immediately beneath it also become opaque and are subsequently separated from the capsule by laying of transparent fibers in between. The buried opacity is called imprint, and the two together constitute reduplicated cataract. Then the next type of polar cataract is the posterior polar cataract. It is very common lens anomaly and consists of a small circular circumscribed opacity involving the posterior pole. Associations: posterior pole cataract may be associated with persistent hyaloid artery remnants, which is called the Mittendorf dot, and posterior polar cataract may be associated with posterior lenticonus, and posterior polar cataract may be associated with persistent hyperplastic primary vitreous (PHPEV). Then the types of posterior polar cataract. The posterior polar cataract occurs in two forms: the stationary form, and the second one is the progressive form, which progresses after birth, and it typically has an onion roll appearance. Then third type of congenital and developmental cataract is a nuclear cataract. The first type is the cataracta centralis pulverulenta. Cataracta centralis pulverulenta. It is called the embryonic nuclear cataract. It is an embryonic nuclear cataract. It has the dominant genetic trait and occurs due to inhibition of the lens development at a very early stage, and thus involves the embryonic nucleus. The condition is bilateral and is characterized by a small rounded opacity lying exactly in the center of the lens. The opacity has a powdery appearance. That's what is called the pulverulenta and usually does not affect the vision. The second type of congenital nuclear cataract is the lamellar cataract. The lamellar or zonular cataract refer to the developmental cataract in which the opacity occupies a distinct zone in the lens. It is the most common type of congenital cataract presenting with the visual impairment. It accounts for about 50% of the cases. The above image is the image of the posterior polar cataract. Then the etiology of the lamellar cataract. It may be either genetic or environmental in origin. The environmental form is associated with the genetic form is usually of familial autosomal dominant variety, whereas the environmental form is associated with deficiency of vitamin D, hypoglycemia. Sometimes the maternal rubella infection contracted between the 7th and 8th week of gestation may also cause a lamellar cataract. And what are the characteristic features of lamellar cataract? Typically, this cataract occurs in a zone of fetal nucleus surrounding the embryonic nucleus. The main mass of the lens, internal and external to the zone of cataract, is clear, except for small linear opacities like spokes of a wheel, riders, which may be seen towards the equator. Occasionally, two such rings of opacity are seen. It is usually bilateral and frequently causes the severe visual defect. In this image, you can see the images like the spokes of a wheel, as seen is the lamellar cataract. It comes the riders, which may be seen towards the equator. This is the characteristic feature of the lamellar cataract. This is the diagrammatic representation seen on the oblique illumination and in the optical section, where the lower image is the clinical photograph of the lamellar cataract. So the um, occasionally two such rings of opacity are seen in lamellar cataract, and it is usually bilateral and frequently causes severe visual defect. Then the next type of congenital and developmental cataract is sutural and axial cataracts. What are the sutural cataract? They are comparatively of common occurrence and consist of a series of punctate opacities scattered around the anterior and posterior sutures. Such cataracts are usually static, bilateral, and do not have much effect on the vision. The individual opacities vary in size and shape and have different pattern, and thus are named accordingly as under, like floriform cataract. Here the opacities are arranged like the petals of a flower. The next is the coralliform cataract, also known as the fusiform spindle-shaped axial cataract. It is characterized by an anterior posterior spindle shaped opacity with offshoots giving an appearance resembling a coral. Then next is a spear shaped cataract. The lenticular opacities are in the form of scattered heaps of shining crystalline needles. The next is the anterior axial embryonic cataract, which occurs as fine dot near the anterior suture of fetal nucleus. Then next is the dendritic sutural cataract, which occurs as a fine dots along the dendritic sutures. The next type of cataract, the congenital and developmental cataract, are the generalized cataract. Under the generalized cataract category, there is first the coronary cataract. The coronary cataract is an extremely common form of developmental cataract occurring about puberty, thus involving either the adolescent nucleus or deeper layers of the cortex. The opacities are often many hundreds in number and have a regular radial distribution in the periphery of lens, called the corona of club-shaped opacities, encircling the central axis. Since the opacities are situated peripherally, the vision is usually unaffected. Usually unaffected. Sometimes the associated large punctate opacities may marginally reduce the vision. Here is an image of the coronary cataract. As seen is the oblique illumination. and in optical section with the beam of split lamp. The lower image is the clinical photograph of the coronary cataract. Upper image is the anterior axial embryonic sutural cataract. The next type of generalized cataract is the blue dot cataract. It is also called the cataracta punctata caerulea. Perhaps this is the most common type of congenital cataract. It usually forms in the first 2 decades of life. The characteristic punctate opacities are in the form of rounded bluish dots situated in the peripheral part of adolescent nucleus and deeper layer of the cortex. Opacities are usually stationary and do not affect vision. However, the large punctate opacities associated with coronary cataract may marginally reduce the vision. So our session completes here. Thank you so much. This session is powered by Digital Version 2.0 Jyoti Vidyapeeth Women's University. I hope you are satisfied with my digital session. If you have any query, please mention in the comment box. I will resolve it. Thank you so much.